Welcome to the Real Riff podcast. My name is Bill Markey.
My name's Thomas Angelo.
And this week we are talking about Eddington. Now, let's do the tale of the tape. Eddington just came out July 18th. It is written and directed by Ari Aster. This is his fourth movie. It's produced by A24, Square Peg, and 828 Productions. This movie stars Joaquin Phoenix, Pedro Pascal, Luke Grimes, Deirdre O'Connell, Emma Stone, Michael Ward, and Austin Butler. Music by Daniel Pemberton and Bobby Krilic. Bobby, who also did Midsommar and Beau is Afraid with Ari Aster. And speaking of Beau is Afraid, again, this is the fourth movie by Ari Aster. This movie comes after Hereditary, Midsommar, and Beau is Afraid. So here we are with Eddington, which premiered at Cannes back in May 16th. Now, if we're going by the reviews right now, it is a 67% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's a 7 on IMDb and a 65% Metacritic. And that's where we're at. Now, Tommy, I believe you had a few things to say about this movie.
I do. So, when it ended, I was so fucking overwhelmed by this film. Like, really overwhelmed. I really think...
Oh, can I just cut in? Sorry,
but
this is the non-spoiler. We're going to go non-spoilers and then go
for a little
spoilers.
bit, because we really can't talk about this film without getting into the spoilers. You'll get our genuine consensus on the film. But
so this is non-spoiler. My bad. Go ahead.
You're good. The last 30 minutes of this film are like it's the most I've been overwhelmed by a film in quite a while. Like, just in terms of, I really did not know what to think. When I was walking out of the theater, I was like, it was really funny. It was really funny, but I don't know how to feel. Right now, while I'm sitting here, I think Eddington is my favorite Ari Aster film.
Really?
I never told you. I kept this until the pod.
Shit.
So I think this is my favorite Ari Aster film.
Wow.
This movie is wholly fucking unique. I have not seen anything like it in the past 2 years at the cinema. Like, I really think this might be, I don't want to say like one of my favorite, but the most I've been interested in a film that's reignited my own passion for film and like curiosity of what I could write and what could be written on a screenplay since The Brutalist.
Wait, what?
Like, since The Brutalist, this is the most I've been like curious about a film. Like, the most I've like been interested thinking about a movie. Like, nothing's really stuck with me. And this stuck with me. And I could get into why more in the spoilers, but give them what you think.
Okay, so this, for those of you watching on YouTube, I just took a hit of my pen. For those of you who may have heard it audio, what's that weird sound? I had to take a hit of this pen because I just didn't expect that from him. That's why I was like, I'm sorry, what? And that's not, I don't mean that in a, like, oh, I think you're crazy way.
No, I get it. I knew that would make this conversation the most interesting, and that's why I withheld that information until right now.
Yeah, like, but before I even give my thoughts, I mean, it's funny. We were just sitting here pre-production for the show today. I had Midsommar on in the back, the director's cut. And we were talking about how beautiful that movie is. And then you were saying it's what? Like one of the best horror movies of the 21st century.
The Addis, not even that. I think the Addis Stupin scene, the scene with the cliff, I think that's one of the most well put together like horror scenes of the 21st century. 100%.
Between that and then we put on a YouTube video of Ari Aster breaking down his favorite scenes, I would just, the way we were talking about him, I wouldn't have guessed. I say all that to say, I just wouldn't have guessed
those words
Eddington.
Come out of my mouth.
Yeah. That's why I'm adding this context about Ari's other films. Now, what did I think of it?
Yeah.
The movie left me, and not in a bad way, dumbfounded. Mm-hmm. Like, it ended, and I just, like, my hand's over my mouth right now. Like, I just sat there.
Yeah.
Like, I was kind of like, I think the ending rocked me. Those last, what you said, like the 30 minutes? I think it's more
like 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. Yeah.
Those are wildly intense 20 to 30 minutes between not just what you see, but the sound. Mm-hmm. Like him falling through the bushes, him breathing heavy because he doesn't have his asthma pump, the sound of the guns. And there's no like crazy score behind it.
We're leaning into what's happening in those last couple minutes. But,
yeah, I won't continue without the very nice spoiler. But
those last 20 minutes are pretty harrowing. I mean, it's like such a like melting pot of comedy and like really Ari's like signature weird eeriness.
Yep.
That was especially prominent in Beau is Afraid. Not so prominent. I mean like in Hereditary and Midsommar, it's just true horror. In Beau is Afraid, it has this like weird eeriness, which I think is more of Ari's signature style as a filmmaker, and especially in his writing. And that's on full display here, not as Kafka-esque and like crazy and weird as Beau is Afraid. This is actually a lot more grounded. It's more cartoonish, this one, but it's grounded in reality.
For sure. I mean, like, again, and everybody knows, just seen the trailer, there's a machine gun going on. But anyway, like, it just left me dumbfounded. And again, on the ride home, like, we were you way better than me, were just trying to unpack this movie. A movie always gets credit, extra points in my book, for being original and for challenging me. Like, I love movies that are simple, but I also love movies that are like, okay, what was that about?
Yeah.
It dragged a little bit for me in the second half.
Yeah.
But overall, I know it's a movie I want to rewatch like 2 or 3 more times.
100%. Yeah.
So, I'm not going to give my rating right now. I don't think I like it as much as Midsommar. I definitely like it more than Beau is Afraid. Hereditary, I don't know, that's a tough one. But I think the more I watch it, and knowing what I know now as well, I'm going to appreciate this movie more. I did like this movie. I didn't like it as much as you, obviously. You know right away that's your favorite. For me, I like it. I'm not quite there on love it, but I have a feeling. Let's put it this way. I don't doubt the more I rewatch it, this could become my favorite movie by him. I could see that happening.
Yeah. I think later in the pod, we're going to get more into our thoughts on Ari's entire career. And, even dive into each film a little bit. Yeah. But in terms of Eddington, so to your comment of the second half dragging, the second act didn't drag to me. It was more so the question of like, okay, where is this going? Like, I was worried that he was not going to be able to land the plane. Does the plane land for me? Yes, 100%. But I was actually kind of nervous. I was like, oh, I don't know where the hell this is going. This has become something entirely different. But I think where the film really comes together for me is its blending of tones and the amazing cast. And I know when we were talking about Superman, we talked about like how much the cast like worked for us, how much fun it was. And mostly when we left the theater, we were just talking about this fun. That was the words that kept coming out of our mouths. With this, when we were driving home, it was truly just trying to understand it, wrap our brains around it. And to me, this film is a neo-Western, it's modern Western, in that it reminded me a lot of the story of like one of my favorite video games of all time, Red Dead Redemption 2, which I told you about, where in that game the characters they're cowboys, they're these outlaws, and they're facing civilization coming at them full force. Literally the sign of like it's kind of like change is coming after them, chasing them literally. And they don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to handle it. Like, that's what that game is really about. And to me, this film, even though it's about the pandemic, it's also about how our culture completely shifted in the 2020s, especially during that time. The movie is not scared to touch really, really touchy subjects, in terms of like George Floyd, the riots, BLM.
Can you hear that?
Yes.
I just chugged a little bit of this orange cream Redcon energy drink.
You're good.
It was coming up and I was...
Yeah. But this film really isn't scared to touch any of those subjects. No. And, I've seen a lot of chatter online and people are like, they don't like some of the comedy that this film throws at these events. But I think we're at the point, maybe this would have hit in a couple more years. But right now, I thought it was hilarious. Like, this is the most I've laughed at a movie in a while. I mean, Superman was also, to me, the most I've laughed at a movie in a while. It's really funny. I thought this was a lot more funnier just because I like the dark humor. Yeah. And dark humor is my type of humor. It works for me more. But yeah, this really came together to me in terms of the performances. I know people are always talking about how Pedro Pascal is everywhere. and he's in a good portion of the film. I saw a lot of people saying he wasn't in a good portion of the film.
He was in a good amount.
He has a good amount of scenes, and I think the thing about him is that the thing about every member of this cast is that every scene they're in, like, it is really quality over quantity. Obviously, our protagonist is Joaquin Phoenix as Joe Cross, the sheriff of Eddington, who is, without getting into spoilers, he kind of represents like the anti-masks, and Pedro Pascal kind of represents, you know, masks. Even though his character puts on more of a front of it, it's clearly representing those two things, and that's what starts the powder keg in Eddington that leads to all the conflict in the film.
And I think it's safe to say, not really confirmed, but when you think at what parties felt a certain way,
yeah,
you can look at Joaquin as like, okay, that's a Republican/conservative, where Pedro's most likely the more Democrat liberal.
Yeah, we're taking it very literally.
If you're going by like who felt,
yeah,
you know,
I don't think Ari was writing it. I mean, Ari definitely
Right.
knew like these characters' political inclinations, but I don't think he was writing it as like, this is the surrogate for this. Like,
No, I
these
don't
characters
think so
are a lot more
either, yeah.
layered and complicated than that, in my opinion. But Joaquin Phoenix, really great. This is easily one of my favorite of his performances. It's him being weird and kooky again, as he has been in like the last 10 of his performances. But there's something to the softness of this character. And in Beau is Afraid, we see him play a very, like, you know, softer, childlike. This is more old man softness, and as the movie goes on, that softness kind of recedes and anger starts to come out a lot more. But I don't know if you thought, like, at least in the first act of this film, like, his kind of old man softness, like, really made me attached to his character. Like, I felt for him a lot. Not how I felt for him in Beau is Afraid, where I was like, well, I just feel like I'm watching a fucking, like, you know, tragedy porn at this
Right.
point. And I think that's why Eddington worked a lot more for me. I mean, I'm actually someone who appreciates Beau is Afraid and like what he attempted and like the blank checkness of that film. But what really works more for me in this film is just the characters. The characters are a lot more layered, in my opinion, and a lot more fun to watch. But yeah, Joaquin's character really I got attached to. And even Pedro Pascal's character, like, he was very fun to watch. The scenes where him and Joaquin are on screen together are electric. Like, truly electric. Like, that's a pairing that I never thought about. Really I never thought of seeing them together on screen, but I'm glad that Ari thought of it, because it's something special when they're on screen together, especially a westerny standoff type scene. You know what I'm talking about?
There's like chemistry is a word that gets used a lot. There's like an energy with the two of them. Like, even as, I do this a lot with movies. I'm sure you've done the same, as a lot of people have.
Yeah.
There's moments where they come together, like the scene where we're talking about the Western standoff, where they come, you know, close to each other in the street, basically. Mm-hmm. And you're watching Joe Cross and Ted Garcia. Yeah. But then my brain also goes, oh shit, that's Joaquin Phoenix squaring off with Pedro Pascal. Like, the idea of that just has like an energy to it. Just not just seeing those characters, but like you were saying, just seeing those actors. And to go back to what you said about Joe, is I'm looking forward to getting into the spoilers part.
Yes.
Because that character,
really interesting.
probably one of the more complex characters I've seen on screen in a while.
Yeah.
And that softness is like, I don't know, is it like a magic trick? It's like, it pulls you into like cheering for him, and then some shit happens.
There's a line in the trailer, and it's not really a spoiler, when he's talking to his phone. I'm not going to say why he's talking to his phone, just in case people get hung up on that. But when he's talking to his phone, he has this line where he's like, and thank you very super duper much.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it's like, he's like an old, like, soft man who's extremely rooted in tradition and values. And so when the change of 2020 approaches him at full force, it's kind of like an oh shit moment. And this is kind of like this movie is where how we see how he reacts to that.
And time is slipping away.
Yes.
Because we also see that it's not just a changing of the times with the tones in the movie, with the topics, COVID and whatnot, but he's looking up how to convince your partner how to have a baby.
Yeah, that's the first thing. One of the first things we see in the movie.
Was that a spoiler?
Not really a spoiler, kind of, but it's literally the first thing we see in the movie.
But he's fighting. That's another element to me of the older man, whatever, who's also fighting that.
Yeah.
another element of time. It's like for him, you see where his life is at. I mean, he wants out of the living situation he's in. That's not ideal for a couple trying to grow a family, or at least he wants a family. It's like there's all these conflicts he already has and these issues that are time sensitive, and then layered on top of then what's going on in his society and in the world.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
It makes for like a nice melting pot. But going back to what you're saying real quick about the cast, you said it best with the quality over quantity. Like anytime somebody's on screen, it's
their A game.
It's their moment. Even going back to the two officers, is that Luke Grimes
and Michael Ward?
Mike Ward.
Yeah.
When they're going back and forth with Pedro at the police station,
yeah,
like they're cracking me up. Like when Austin
with
Butler
Pedro or Joaquin?
with Joaquin.
Yes, yeah.
When they're going back and forth, they got my attention. They're cracking me up when they're going over like campaign names or slogans. Austin Butler, who has really again like one scene, like one true scene, like he owns it. Like you don't look away from him. Like when Emma Stone, she's not in much, but when she's in it, like the way she's carrying her dread and like her body language, like she's just so not. I don't think I've ever seen Emma Stone like this.
Yeah,
like just so downtrodden. Like
I've definitely seen her in this type of role before. I mean, what it skews on, but there is something to like the way that she brings, the way that her body movement into someone, the way that she carries herself, the way she holds herself up, even like it's noticeable, like in a real choice for the character. Like really impressive acting across the board. But going back to Austin Butler, there's a scene in this movie with him that really got under my skin. And at first it confused me, but like that confusion like disturbed me and got under my skin a little bit.
Is that when we first meet him?
Yes.
Okay. Because there's only a couple scenes, so I figured that was
that's when we first meet him. God, that scene really got under my skin. But going back to the two deputies, Michael Ward and Luke Grimes, yeah, they were really funny to me. But then there's some real moments of just like empathy from Michael Ward's character that really were needed in this movie. Like his character was needed in this movie, and things even start to like get confusing around his character for me in terms of like if he's kind of like a good or bad, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Without getting into spoilers once again, but I really like those two. And then kind of like the third most important character in this film and the through line of the film is a teenager named Brian, who's played by Cameron Mann.
Right.
And everything with him is the absolute like best comedy in the film.
I agree.
And there's a scene involving him that I absolutely think is the best laugh of the film. Like 100%. Even our audience, like it got everybody.
The dinner table.
Yeah. It got everybody. But cast across his board, without saying, this might be the best ensemble he's pulled together. I mean, every film, the ensembles in his films are insane. But this might be one of my favorites.
I agree with you there.
Even I would say Midsummer was definitely my favorite.
Yeah.
I love those groups of actors together, but this is
an all-star team though.
Seriously, this is an all-star team playing at the highest level.
Yeah. This is like, and nothing against his other casting at the time. Like Florence Pugh was around, but she wasn't the Florence Pugh we have now. Same with like Will Poulter. Going back to Hereditary, we didn't know Alex Wolff. It's Toni Collette's movie in terms of acting, and Beau is Afraid is great cast, but it's a Joaquin show.
Yeah.
This movie, it's loaded. That's a great point, and I have to shout out somebody who in the year 2025 is just hitting doubles or home runs, and that's Deirdre O'Connell.
Seriously, yeah. Oh my God.
In this movie is his mother-in-law. And that character, again, starts here, and then it's there at the end. And I mean, she is amazing. And I bring her up because she also arguably stole the show in The Penguin.
Seriously, yeah.
So this is, and I've seen Deirdre O'Connell, but this is a year where like her name is in my head.
She's someone I'm looking forward to seeing more of, 100%.
That's how I am with the British chef from The Bear. Olivia
Colman.
Yeah.
Olivia Colman, yep.
Olivia Colman is now, and I see her name, I'm in. Yeah. And that's what this did for me with Deirdre O'Connell, it's like, oh, that was the Penguin's mom. She's in this. Her performance.
Yeah, and really a true testament to how great she is in this film is like the way she speaks and the voice she puts on is completely different from the Penguin, and like you could tell she inserts herself into these characters.
Yeah,
it is really deep into their voice and like how they project things. Like even in the way this film when she's talking about the conspiracies. In the Penguin, she did something similar where she's like the like the way she kind of like does that. In this film, she kind of does that, but not in a mumbly way, but just in like a almost like she's confused with everything that comes out of her mouth. Like everything that comes out of her mouth, even if it's a statement, is a question to herself.
She's listening.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Like she's unsure.
Completely.
I mean, how many people were like that during that time anyway? That represents a lot of people who were, let's say, arguing for masks or against them. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, if you really, and I think this goes for both sides, like challenge them with certain questions, you could catch them at some point.
Yeah.
Like, and what I mean by that is like, during that time, if somebody was like, you need to wear your mask, somebody else would be like, yeah, but what about the other, like, you know, germs we touch and this and that? And they're like, well, you know, they can argue for it or you can stumble them. Same with people who are against them. Yeah. It's like, okay, well, you're going to deny it's not a true sickness or not. Well, the numbers say, you know, like, there's a lot of people who they had their points, but they were still, that's like, again, I think she represents people that felt a certain way, but also who really, for sure, had the answers.
The really cool thing about this movie is that no character's wrong and no character's right.
Right.
That's the truth of it. Every character in this film, even if they're a little bit corrupt, actually wants good for the town and good for the world.
Yeah.
It's just the way they're trying to get there, the way that they want to get there, their views, they can never come into agreement, and I think that is a perfect representation of our society. And not only that, this movie and the amount of times it changes tones and just change, like, I think this film like metamorphosizes into like 4 different fucking films, like at different points, like at least 3 to 4 different types of movies. And God, what was I gonna say? But each time it does that, it's like a machine that it's a machine of the pandemic and of 2020 in terms of how every couple of weeks there was something new. It was a new thing. It was like, you know, the BLM riots and then COVID and then this and that and that. Not in that order, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just, it was something new, and it was like a new confusion, a new worry, and a new thing to have a view on. And it's like every time this film changes tone, it's like a whiplash, that same type of whiplash that we felt for that. So like, if anything, the best review of this film I can give is that it's an actual machine of the 2020s and a perfect period piece representation of that to me. And from the way this movie starts, you could not possibly fucking guess how it's going to end. And that's why I think people should go see it in theaters.
100%. And there was something you said there about people with arguing like their points and whatnot, or how nobody's wrong necessarily and nobody's right. I mean, that's the thing is like, in a way, it's like Joaquin is our protagonist, but you can watch it and easily you're like, no, depending on how you watch it, you could say Pedro's the protagonist. Because of how you feel in real life.
Depending upon how you feel.
Yeah,
yes,
so that's
obviously, like, the person we're following is Joaquin Phoenix, but you can 1000% view him as the antagonist. You can view any character as this movie as the protagonist.
That's what I like about it. Is like, yes, he is the protagonist, but depending on how you watch this movie and what it makes you feel, you might see Joaquin, and during 2020, if you were more aligned with somebody like Ted Garcia, aka Pedro Pascal, you might be like, no, he's my guy.
I know you probably haven't seen these 2 films, but Magnolia and Nashville.
No, not yet.
They're 2 films that are just complete ensemble films. Like, there's not really a main character. It's kind of similar to Boogie Nights. Really, this film's similar to Boogie Nights in that, like, there's a bunch of different characters, a bunch of different arcs. Yes, we're following Mark Wahlberg's character as the protagonist, just like we're following Joaquin Phoenix's character as the protagonist. But it's truly an ensemble film that's covering a lot of different arcs and characters. And even the way the movie ends in its epilogue-y type fashion, like, it flashes to a bunch of different characters and where they end up. And that reminded me a lot of Boogie Nights, reminded me a lot of Nashville, reminded me a lot of Magnolia. So if you are a fan of those films at all, I think you should check this out. I don't know if you're going to love it, but because this is a whole different type of bag. It's an Ari Aster type of bag, but if you love Ari Aster and you love his films, like, you're going to love this film.
There was a thought I had and I found it, and it goes along with what you were saying. I noticed I did this, and I heard you do this during the movie. was when there was another reminder of what we had in 2020. Like, there was times where I heard you go, oh. Like, example, one of the different topics that comes up and whatnot is like George Floyd comes up, and I heard you go, oh.
Yeah,
like,
I was scared.
Holy shit!
I was like, I don't know if, like, I know Ari Aster has balls as a filmmaker, just looking at Beau's Afraid as a movie in its entirety, but that takes fucking balls to like dissect topics like this, and the movie does dissect them, whether it's through comedy, or like his usual like eerie darkness, or just straight drama at times. It scared me. I was, again, as I was saying, there was a point in the second half of the film where I was like, I don't think this is working, and I don't think he's gonna be able to land the plane. And after sitting for a few days, I think it does. But there was a true worry in my head. Like, I think there's a point in this film where you're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, you know what I mean?
I do, 100%. Now, I do have a question for you. I'm gonna put it forward, however, with a few things.
And then maybe
here.
after that we can lead into spoilers.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, just to give you some numbers, and then I'm going to wrap that into a question, which might be an obvious question, but I'm going to throw it at you anyway. Rotten Tomatoes is 67%. IMDb, it's a 7. You look at Midsummer, 83% Rotten Tomatoes, 7.1 IMDb. Hereditary, 90% Rotten Tomatoes, 7.3 IMDb. Beau is Afraid, 68%, 6.6 IMDb. So we have those numbers. Budget was $25 million. Right now, opening weekend, it's barely hitting 4.5. It's like 4.3 right now. Probably close with a 4.4 maybe. So this movie is not right now being loved, at least by the numbers, the reception, same thing really, as Midsummer and Hereditary. Mm-hmm. Now, again, I do like this movie. I like it a lot. Are you thinking these numbers are also indicative in any way? Because I think they are. Of, for some people, not for us, but for some people, this was between COVID, BLM, George Floyd, white privilege, police, everything. Mm-hmm. Do you think all those topics and more thrown in, this was too soon for a big part of like our society to want to jump back into this?
Not at all. Do I think it maybe could have hit a bit more if, maybe he waited on this a couple of years? Possibly. I don't know. Who the fuck knows? But I think people going into this may feel they're ready to embrace like those topics again, whether, some people know going in, this is a dark comedy, and, you're going to have to laugh probably at yourself through this film. For a lot of people, for everyone, this movie is targeting everybody. It's kind of like South Park in that fashion.
Yeah.
God, now this movie reminds me a lot of South Park.
You know who Sally? I'm sorry, real quick. Emma Stone. In my mind, she's like Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. She's just being kept up, the mopiness. She's stuck with this older person.
It's a really good comparison.
Who's barking at her. She even looks like her. All right, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
I just felt, sorry to go back to it, I love this movie.
I keep it.
I just wonder if certain people wouldn't go for this reason. Not that they went and didn't like it. I just thought, are people going, I don't even want to walk into that.
Yeah.
And they're not giving it a try.
No. I do think I know why this film isn't being well received in that fashion. And it's 100% entirely because of Beau is Afraid. Because, all right, we're going by the numbers. Hereditary, that became popular because of its word of mouth. People started saying this is the scariest movie of all time. It kind of had the Longlegs effect. Yeah. Like, Longlegs was the next of the Hereditary effect, 1,000%. Like, that movie did so well because of word of mouth. And the marketing also killed it.
True.
Ari's films don't have a lot of marketing. They get 3 trailers, and that's about it.
That's just A24 as a whole.
A24 as a whole, really, lately, yeah. Neon fucking demolishes them in that corner.
Oh, yeah.
But, Midsummer did so well because of Hereditary doing so well, and then everyone mostly liked Midsummer, and so when Beau is Afraid was coming in, like, I gotta check out the next Ari Aster film, and then you're hit with the absolute fucking whiplash tornado that is Beau is Afraid compared to those two films, and I know like that wasn't a lot for a lot of people, so when people like are watching the Eddington trailer and maybe it looks interesting, as soon as the name Ari Aster comes up, they remember themselves sitting in the Beau is Afraid and they're like, oh, fuck this.
I don't even know if that many people saw Beau is Afraid. Like, when I tell people about it, they're like, what is that?
Yeah, but I know in, like, the movie, even,
Yeah,
like, in my
okay.
film student circles, like, people didn't want to see Eddington because they didn't like Beau is Afraid.
That's insane to me.
Yeah. Because even though the goodwill that he established with Hereditary and Midsommar, and a lot of amazing filmmaking going on in Beau is Afraid, whether you like it or not, I think he's a very technically minded director, and even from the way he spoke about that. Yeah. All right, we had some technical difficulties, so video
We're keeping this in. I like how you said to say technical difficulties, but you're just like teftical.
Okay. Yeah, so technical difficulties. The video might be fucked up for the first half of this, but it should be good now. But we're actually gonna. Obviously, we recommend you should go see this movie. You may not like it. You may hate it. You may think it's bullshit. But
it's not.
Yeah.
It's not bullshit. Fuck off.
So, and you should
not.
You should go see it in theaters. I think it's worth seeing in theaters just for like how crazy this movie gets. But at this point, we are going to go into our spoiler section of the review. So if you don't want spoilers, leave. Or if you do, you're fucking weird. But all right.
Do you like a spoiler? That motorcycle outside.
I know.
There's been a motorcycle in the first two recordings at least. There's always somebody who's like, it's 10 o'clock on Sunday. Let's burn some fucking rubber and keyboard. Spoilers. I feel like I should make a spoiler song. Not you should make one for the show, but if I sing a jingle, like
Bill's spoiler song.
Spoilers, don't listen past this part.
I could edit this, I have all this fucking audio. I have all this audio, pal.
Anyway, all right, so we're going into spoilers.
Yeah, all right.
Lead the way.
Okay. Where do I want to start with this? All right, so I want to talk, just because comedy is such a big part of this movie, the biggest laugh of this movie for me is the "Are you fucking retarded?" line from the white dad at the dinner table.
Definitely conservative. Like, he had a gun rack. Mm-hmm. Like, they're showing you who this dude is. Yeah.
Yeah, and really, another interesting part of all of Ari's films that is always there is what our parents give to us, what we inherit. And I don't know if you noticed, but was it Emma Stone's character? Is it Louisa or Luis?
I think it's Louisa.
Louise. All right. Louisa. Okay.
I think.
So her dad's portrait is on the wall with a little, like, kind of like a little
shrine.
A little shrine to him. And the details of what happened in his death are a little fuzzy, but I actually think they're really key to understanding the movie.
Isn't there some kind of alluding to something happened to him?
Something alluding to happen. I think it was said that he had a heart attack when he was with Joe on the force. I think he was the sheriff before Joe became sheriff.
Right.
So, I guess that makes sense. But there's something about, like, even in this movie, how, like, what we inherit from our parents. I think that's very illustrated in Brian's character, who is going against what his family believes to try and win over the likes of this girl, Sarah, which provides for a lot of comedy.
Yeah.
But also playing into the Sarah girl is her relationship to Michael Ward's character, which at first I thought she was a minor, and they were setting up Michael Ward's character to be like a predator.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole fucking predator. Is he or not? Is he with Pedro's character? You never really know. Like, so when it came to Michael Ward's character, he really is just fucked over in the end.
He really is. He's like
big time.
He's an innocent in the whole thing.
Yeah, really. But I did think the movie was alluding to him being a predator at a certain point. I don't know if you felt that way, but that's when I started getting overwhelmed. I'm like, wait, whoa, what's going on?
Seemingly, yeah, but then they don't ever, like, nothing comes of that.
I think he says something along the lines of, like, she was definitely 18.
Right. Yes, that's right. Interesting choice, too. So, about Brian and what he was wanting to do for the girl. Mm-hmm. And then by the end of it, he's
the winner.
He's that. Yeah. He is the, not, he's actually more like on the Republican side of things. Yeah. Like a super duper, like Republican. But it's interesting. So I guess he finds himself throughout that. But the whole thing with him doing that for the girl, that is like to impress her by talking about how bad his white privilege is, going to the BLM riots. Like, that is a real, I mean, this is obvious to say, it's a real thing. I was working with a kid, this just came to mind now.
Yeah.
He was like 11 years old, training this kid, 11 years old, who I've known for a long time. And one day he started saying stuff that, like, he was talking about, like, he doesn't like cops, this or that. He was talking about, like these topics came up, basically.
Yeah.
I know his parents. One is a cop, his dad. The other one isn't.
That's interesting. Yeah.
They're both like Republicans.
And was it during this era?
This was only a couple years ago.
Yeah. So.
And basically. So we were just talking, and I was like, why do you feel this way?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just curious. And then he's like, well, I don't. Like, he didn't have an answer. It's just that was a trend.
That was what it was trendy to feel.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I even asked him, is this because, and there was a girl he liked at school. I can't believe I just saw this story now. And he's like, well, yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's why. Mm-hmm. Like, whether it was for a girl or a guy, like, or just because it was the thing to do. One more thing, like, going back to that time, my girlfriend at the time, not knowing, but she did it anyway, posted, like, it was like Blackout Tuesday or whatever it was,
which is in
this movie. And again, if you feel that way, you feel that way. But I remember she posted it, and I know her well, and still do. And I said, just question again, just asked, why did you? Didn't berate her, didn't agree with her, disagree.
Any side, you just said.
I was like, why? And she's like, oh, I don't. People were putting up something, so you don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't.
It's just because everybody else.
I was like, that's fucking crazy. Yeah. Like, if you feel that way, okay.
No, I remember when all those black boxes dropped.
Yes.
Leaving school one day.
Yeah, and how many? Again, this goes back to people that just blindly jumped on a bandwagon, mm-hmm. or jumped on it, maybe for the wrong reasons, like mm-hmm. Brian with the girl.
Yeah.
But like how powerful that can be, because that's one more body like Brian, who's in a riot, who's holding up traffic,
yeah,
or who's yelling in a policeman's face, or
who ends up becoming, like, not a martyr because he doesn't die, but
right,
like this legend essentially.
Right.
That's kind of what happens. He gets all this fame.
It just goes back to, again, like, who, and the more I talk about it, the more I can appreciate it. Who did Ari not cover in this movie?
Yeah, seriously. God, when it came to Brian, it's not like Brian inherently is evil. Not as fucking evil as Pedro's kid is in this movie. Oh my God, is this an asshole?
I wanted that kid to get shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, Brian's not inherently evil. Like, you could tell he's a very just normal kid who's just scrolling on the girl that he likes social media at night, like everybody does. Like, normal fucking kid. He doesn't inherently want evil for the world, but he doesn't realize that the actions of a follower just can become something that big.
Oh, when he likes something she likes,
yes,
just so she can see it, or
which
something.
Is a whole scene in the movie. Think about it. They went through an entire camera setup, all that set dressing of his room, everything, just for a little tap, and the scene's over.
Yeah,
like, there's a lot of effort.
Yep.
What do I want to cover? I want to talk about Emma Stone's character and Austin Butler's character. I want to talk about that scene. What did you think of that scene? Now that we can talk about it in spoiler context.
When he comes to dinner.
Yeah.
That scene and what is said, what's not said in it. That scene literally, in a way, first of all, it just sums up Austin Butler.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I'm listening, I'm watching, but I'm sorry, what the fuck are you saying?
Yeah.
But you have my attention.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what, I don't really know what's going on and what you're alluding to,
mm-hmm.
what you're not alluding to, but you've got me listening.
Yeah.
And in a way, that's kind of how I feel about this movie, where, just like you said, at one point, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I know there's a scene where there's a shootout, a big one. It's in the trailer. Mm-hmm. And I kept thinking, how does this movie get there? And, like, again, this movie to me is like that scene with Austin Butler. Now I'm talking about the movie again, my bad. But it's just like, okay, I'm watching, I'm a little confused, but okay, where is this going? I have to know. Mm-hmm. And just to go back to that scene, though, because that's how I feel about his character, he's becoming an actor, or is, that when he's on screen, I am totally locked in.
Transfixed, yeah.
Like, the way he moves his body, the way he's shifting like Uncle Scar. like where you're like, this son of
He's
a
doing
bitch.
weird shit with his shoulders.
Yeah,
you caught that. Yeah,
almost looking like innocent. There's something like Kurt Cobain-ish.
Like this. Yeah.
There's something flamboyant. There's something pretty boy / Kurt Cobain / again, I look at him like Uncle Scar. Like he's got something to say and you're listening, but he's like shifty. He's like a snake.
Yeah.
And literally his emblem, his logo is a snake. Like,
oh wow, good.
That's
good.
what he's like.
Cool.
He's very slithery, even the way he talks. But like when you're listening to him, his character did to me as a viewer of this movie is what his character does to people in the movie. Mm-hmm. It's like, you've got me listening.
Yeah.
And if he goes on for 5 more minutes, he's probably got me.
That scene genuinely, that was the scene I was talking about, that genuinely unnerved me a little bit. It's probably the creepiest scene in the movie to me. Because once Joaquin's character starts questioning him, you're like, no, don't question him. Just fucking agree. Just agree.
Yeah,
just agree.
just
Just
let him
agree.
go.
Just let him go. Just let him go. But Joaquin's character has to be like, well, I don't know, you know. God, that's great. And the fact that he just walks into the house and he's like, I want to watch this. Like,
Yeah.
God.
Like
Really.
he just, again, that's another guy. He just steals your attention. But like the character's so well done.
Yeah.
And just the way, like, again, he pulls you in. That's what he does in the film.
Yeah.
He pulls in Emma Stone. I mean, to go back to Emma Stone, what you said you want to talk about her, Ari's really good at building such atmosphere. Like, you know, just dread, being a little, whatever. Even in Midsummer, it's like a dread tone, but it's so beautiful and bright out, and the sun is out all the time.
Yeah.
She just wears it. Like, it's not just, like, the setting, all her fucking weird dolls and all this shit that she's got, but, like, she's somebody who I'd cross in, like, ShopRite, and I'd be like, she looks sad.
Yeah.
You know, like, and she wears it at all times. She's, like, pale, her hair is always down, she looks like something out of a 70s movie. She doesn't look of 2020.
No.
Like, and you feel for her. Like, in the way that Joaquin exposes her for his, it's like, this woman's just taking... You know, you think, like, he's YouTubing how to convince your partner. Yeah. You're like, how many times has she been through that conversation? Now he's trying a new technique. And then he's exposing her for his own good. She has past trauma. Like, Emma Stone delivers, again, like, there's not a lot of Emma Stone. When she's on it, you're just...
Yeah. And again, like, Joe, when he reveals that information that's, I guess, not true about Pedro's character...
Is it not true, though?
We don't know. We don't know. She says it's not true, but, like, then again, is her character completely trustworthy? You know, is she going to share that trauma with the world? Probably not. But he actually thinks he's being the White Knight. Like, he thinks what he's doing is inherently right and good and righteous for the world. It's just his way of going about. Like, all these characters are not evil. I mean,
that's also another side, though, of a good antagonist. Because he's the protagonist, obviously, but what he's doing is how you describe some of the best movie villains.
Yeah.
Is like, well, they think it's right. Or you even go, oh, this guy had a point. He just went about it like Thanos. You're like, oh, he just went about it the wrong way. He's right. The universe does need, some fixing. Not in the form of, taking out half of it.
No.
But it's like, so Pedro, even there, you're like, that's the signs of like a villain. Even though he's the protagonist.
Yeah.
That's what's such a fucking awesome thing about this movie.
But just wrapping on a little bow on the Austin Butler, Emma Stone segment, I thought, even though they're not very much in the film, Emma Stone's a bit more in the film than Austin Butler. It's really quality over quantity with them. And, like, the little stinger, we're not talking about the ending yet. But the little stinger at the end where he's like, your pain is not a coincidence. You are not a coincidence. Like,
we are not a coincidence.
We are not a coincidence. Like, he is speaking to Emma Stone's character in that scene. Like, that's like you could see her lighting up. And that scene, like, that's her answer to everything, is like his philosophy. And, like,
right.
It's just, it's like she couldn't come to these realizations on her own. Like, it's sad. Like, it really just feels like a sad ending for everybody. Even though she's happy, she has her family now and everything. It's like, is everything he's saying true? Like, there's so many layers to all these characters and everything that's going on. They were great.
But she has a happy ending, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's happy, because we don't really know what's going on with Vernon's, which is Austin Butler's character, Vernon's, like, cult or whatever, and the Vernon Jefferson Peak thingy. We don't know exactly what's going on with that.
Well, to me, she's happy because...
But she's smiling.
She's in it.
Yeah.
like, so she may even be delusionally happy. She's the person who, if he does a Jim Jones thing,
Yeah.
she'll do it.
Yeah.
So in her, like, I feel like it's happy because she's in the happy state.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily we would define as a happy ending, but that character.
Yeah.
At the end, if you're like, oh, she got a W.
Yeah.
Like, where she just had nothing but L's.
Let's talk about Pedro's character.
Yeah.
Really cool detail when it comes to his death scene that I guess you didn't pick up on.
No,
but
you
I
got
really loved it. Is because in the scene where he gets shot when he's sitting there at the table, like you're at the perspective, like a medium shot, and he gets like shot and you see it come up, but like in the background you can actually see the glint of the sniper and the bullet flare in the background for 3 seconds, and I saw it and I was like, no, and then it impacts.
That's cool.
And it was really cool. And then you see it again when he shoots the sun, which good riddance. But
Yeah. Fuck that.
that was such a cool detail. I mean, even in that scene, like, or even in the scene where Pedro's like, can we just shut the bitch up when he's on Zoom?
Yes.
When he mutes himself.
And he covers his mouth for a second, so
Yeah,
he
it's
can't
like
even read his
they
lips.
show a lot of relatable moments of his characters. They show him trying to be good. I mean, it really got you when he's playing the piano. That took
the
you
Vote
out.
for Ted Garcia campaign commercial, which is on YouTube, even though the piano part isn't, I think, is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's
and the
really
way
funny.
he's just trying to brush up to certain demographics in the video, and Joaquin's reaction to it.
What is the line that he says? He's like, "Where did they
they
import them from?" I'm like,
something
oh my.
like that.
There's a few lines from his character, from Joaquin's character. I was like, "Holy
Yeah.
shit!" That just said. I mean, we'll get to that. But Pedro's character, I feel like it was used well. Like, really, his character is the start of the conflict. His character's death is only the real start of the movie.
True.
Like, it's really what pushes Joaquin's character, to the edge. I really enjoyed his performance. His son was just like actually pure evil.
I mean, good
Terrible
performance
kid.
for that kid.
Yeah, really
It
good.
made
What
me
was his
genuinely
name?
hate him.
But Matthew Gomez Hadaka, Matthew Gomez Hadaka, I think is his name.
Yeah.
Really great.
Like, that's a kid I want to punch in.
Truly a dickhead. Truly God. I don't think you saw Final Destination Bloodlines, right?
No, not yet. I'm on the
but
third one.
There's a major dickhead kid in that movie.
Yeah.
I think Eric Garcia is his name. He surpasses him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
But Joaquin's character, and I wanna ask you a question. Lodge, the homeless man that we start the movie with, like, what do you think of that? What do you make of that character?
So I'll admit, I was trying to figure out during it. This was a movie where, like, afterwards I almost felt ashamed at what I didn't pick up on. Like, the movie, I don't know, like, what is to blame for that? If it's like, and not in a bad way. Like, man, does this movie have my head spinning so much I'm not picking up on something that's obvious? And in terms of Lodge, like, he's in so much of the movie. And he keeps popping up at these super important times. And I wish I can take credit for, like, realizing, like, this, but I can't because I didn't pick up on this till after the movie, that he's essentially a representation. I guess you could probably help me better figure out what I'm trying to say here, but like a representation of, like, there's all this shit going on and here's what's in front of you and you're not even paying attention to it.
Yeah, he's like the guy in the background who is just always there. He's kind of, his presence is always slimy, moving through. And it isn't until Joaquin's character snaps after he's slapped, and he kills Lodge in the bar, and he becomes like a literal skeleton in the closet for Joaquin. Like, in my opinion, his presence haunts the rest of the film. Like, he really does. Like, because he's always there in the background, just looming. Then when he disappears, it's almost like that's Joaquin's character skeleton in the closet, and his presence is kind of haunting the rest of the movie, because it isn't until he's dead that we realize, like he's kind of just there and he's whatever to the characters. I mean, there's a scene where they're kneeling during the whole, like, George Floyd thing,
Right.
and the one kid's like, "I don't have any fucking money, man. Like, go away," and he just walks away. Like, even the characters in the movies are very dismissive of Lodge.
When again they're focused on, and others have said this, not me, so all credit to anybody out there who figured this out, because my dumb ass didn't in the moment. Was like, you're so focused on all these causes and all these things, but there's one right in front of you. There's somebody struggling right in front of you that you're not helping. Like, he's there and you're kneeling and have at it, whatever.
He's essentially dirt on Pedro's
Right.
shoe, like
But
in the beginning when he kicks him out of the bar. Yeah.
Pedro will help everybody, but like, what about the guy right there?
Yeah.
And that brings me back to a lot of people who think like we send all this money to this country, to this cause, to that, but our country's in severe debt.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of homeless, a lot of fucked up shit.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people who, hey, focus on us first. Everything else, it's like what's right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And like he's right there, but everybody's so concerned with their own
Yeah.
shit. It's like, oh yeah, there's the homeless guy.
Yeah, and clearly Ari thinks this character is important because he opens the film with him.
Yeah.
And this, yeah, I really liked what you said about like we don't realize like it's right there in front of us, and you don't,
Right.
and the characters in the movie and us, the audience, don't realize it until he's literally dead.
Right.
So really, that happens to that character.
It's that to go back to a Joaquin Phoenix line in another movie. It's like when he says in Joker, "You walk all over me. You know, if I was dead, whatever he says, like nobody would care." It's like his Joker line at the end is literally about like Lodge.
Mm-hmm.
It's like literally it's the same thing.
Yeah, 100%. What do you think of Joaquin's character in this film and the like entirely different changes he goes through?
This is another movie that makes me go, okay, this is one of the greatest actors of all time.
Yeah.
Like, hands down. When Joaquin Phoenix is in a movie, it becomes, it's a thing. It's like, oh, Joaquin Phoenix is in this. So you know he's not capable of being bad in a movie. And he's had a lot of different roles over the years, but what you said before is true. Last decade, this whatever, quirky, awkward, weird, creepy, not confident, mentally unnerved, whatever.
He's
individual.
He's sleeping through life, essentially, yeah.
And he does this, like, this character by Joaquin, I mean, I fucking love this character. There's so much shit going on there. I mean, he's a sheriff. He's supposed to be in this tough position.
And it's all happening internally, too. Yeah.
But he can't tackle the homeless guy to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
He gets slapped in the face and he just walks away.
Mm-hmm.
So even him in that position, who gives a shit that he's the sheriff? If you know you can smack him around, or if you know a homeless guy is just going to out wrestle him. So for him to be in this position, but he's not that guy, but he wants to be that guy, but he just doesn't have it in him.
Yeah.
Like, it's so interesting. And then like what you said, when he snaps, and it's like what we see in real life.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when somebody snaps and they really snap. And I mean, he takes it out on, again, like Lodge.
Yeah.
He shoots and kills Lodge. Then afterwards,
Just throws him right in the river like it's nothing.
his only way to have closure with this thing with Pedro is to kill him.
Yeah.
It's like, when he snaps, it's like there's just one extreme to the other.
Mm-hmm.
There's no figuring shit out for him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it just, phew, like a roller coaster. And
Yeah.
seeing Joaquin evolve,
Mm-hmm.
like that character as it goes on, God, it's incredible.
Yeah, and the way I wrapped my mind around this movie, and I came to the realization when we were driving back, and I told you about this, again, like I liken this to Red Dead Redemption 2 and like how those outlaws respond to civilization, and civilization representing change to their normal lives and their normal way of thinking, a basis of life. That's kind of what COVID represents for Joaquin in this movie. And it's really about a man who just cannot resist, like can't just embrace change. He has to resist it. Like he needs his traditions, he needs his root, he needs,
What about the argument, though, that if in terms of COVID, like, okay, is it really, I mean, somebody can argue, well, that's not necessarily he won't embrace change.
Yeah.
He just sees something that he's like, I want to push back on this. This doesn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm. I think that's there, but in terms of my brain understanding the movie, like
Right.
I see Joaquin's character Joe Cross as this white knight, and I think in his mind he sees COVID as the dragon, and he wants to slay the dragon to essentially save the princess, which is his wife, who he's trying to win back in this movie.
True.
And life's not this medieval movie where just the happy ending and you get the girl. Like he ends up paralyzed. He ends up and that's the consequence. And I think that's Ari kind of saying, like, this hero fantasy that Joe Cross is like living in this movie, like, it's bullshit, like you can't, like, and that's why he ends up that way. I mean, really, this ending does not treat him nice. And not that we're gonna get into the ending yet, but like It's a true, just like in your face, like this is what you fucking you get, you know.
I can see him not being able to embrace the change of like the big tech coming into his.
That's another representation. I mean,
small,
that's the main.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, COVID is also it, especially that he's catching COVID throughout the movie.
Right.
Oh, which is really funny. But yeah, that's solid gold Magikarp, which is a reference to Pokemon, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah. So I was talking to my friend's brother last night, and he's like, "Yeah, it's 100% like solid gold Magikarp. That's shiny Magikarp, and like Pokemon can be shiny or whatever. Okay. I don't really fully understand it, but yeah, that is a representation of that because it's just like another like whatever.
It's another, and that's something that truly is changing with the times. Like the world is getting more AI based as we go along, and big tech like along the way. The COVID thing, I can see somebody arguing both. It's like, well, is it he won't go against change, or it's like he genuinely feels like, because I could see that somebody can watch that and be like, oh no, like I agree with Joe.
Yeah.
Or somebody else can be like, oh no, he's not willing to change. I think what you said, where like you said something like he's the white knight, he's the hero in his story. I feel like everybody kind of has a little bit of that in this movie.
Everybody has a little bit of that, but I think this movie is Ari's answer to that. He's like,
yeah,
you need to let go of your stubbornness, even if like, you're panicked and scared. Like you kind of have to not accept change, but embrace it.
Flip it to Pedro.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, your version of being the white knight is enforcing, and who you're winning over, the princess, is really like, another term.
Yeah.
Like the people. So it's like, okay, are you doing this genuinely? Like, or is this just because it's politics? Because the governor can eventually become, if he's trying to make his way one day to a much higher place in politics. I would think so. He's trying to get out of Eddington, maybe, in my mind. So it's like, is that genuine, or do you really feel that way? Like, are you doing it for the right reasons? Austin Butler thinks he's the savior in his story.
Yeah.
With what he has to do. The kid Brian at the end. I mean, I feel like everybody has like a little bit of that. Like the kid Brian wants to be the white knight for the girl. Yeah. And then it turns into something else at the end. I feel like almost everybody has a little bit of that
in this film. 100%. I do want to talk about the ending though, especially for Joaquin's character. What did you make of it?
It's
overwhelming, right? Yeah.
I mean, not that it was hard to put together, but when they showed that he was alive, in my mind, I'm like, he's a paraplegic. Like, he's disabled somehow.
I mean, he stabs him right in the brain.
Right in the head. Yeah. And then they close in on his eyes, and I think they're going crossed already. And what your question was about Joaquin, or just his character? The ending. I'm sorry.
The ending of the film, yeah.
It bummed me out because... And again, maybe, I don't know what this says about me. I like Joe. Like, I was cheering for Joe until I wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, because then he's killing people who shouldn't, he's...
Yeah, right. Obviously the son shouldn't be killed. Like, right. It's an innocent child.
But then the next time he's got a gun in his hands, I want him to kill those people. Because they're just extremists who just want to kill him because he's just Joe Cross. They have nothing... That's it. So it's like, I go up and down with... Agree with them, don't agree with them. Agree with them, don't agree with them. And by the end of it, I still feel for him. Like, I can't, like, that's a hell of a, again, credit to Ari Aster and for Joaquin for driving it home. But to take this character and, like, I'm on board with him, but then, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't, okay, he's not really that good of a guy. Oh, no, but now I'm cheering for him again. Then, like, okay, oh, now I feel bad for him. But then, like, should I feel bad for him? Like, that's the interesting things that this movie raises in me. Where I'm like, oh, it sucks. He's a paraplegic. Who got him there? Yeah. That was his fault.
It's his fault. And he literally becomes the symbol for change in Eddington.
Right.
When he was fighting against it, he literally becomes it. Because even though it's the stepmom, Dawn, who kind of, like, uses Joe's new power as mayor to, shepherd in the technology, Joe's the face of that.
Right.
So he's then the face of bringing solid gold Magikarp into Eddington. Is literally become the thing that he hated. He literally becomes the thing that he hated, and he's paraplegic. He can't do anything about it. Like, this is... I know we were talking earlier in Midsummer about, Christian's fate in that film is one of the worst fates in film history. I think this is up there, too.
Yeah, because he's going to live with this.
He's literally living through with his evil stepmother, essentially. Yeah. She's, like, fucking this young, new hot doctor.
In the same bed
as him. He can't walk. He has to just sit there every day. I mean, he sees that his wife's pregnant.
Oh yeah, and all he could do is groan.
All he could do is
like
groan.
all Christian can do at the end of Midsummer is
Scream.
just scream.
Yeah, dude, it's so fucked. I mean, like, Ari's literally giving this character a front row seat to his own demise, and he can't do anything about it.
Yep.
Like, I think that shows how Ari feels about this character, and how Ari feels about, like, the stubbornness of not being able to embrace change.
Yeah, I totally agree. And when it comes to the ending, and before I give my opinion, I'm definitely going to ask you what you made of the ending with Michael Ward's character, where he's watching. First, he's watching Joaquin through his camera. He's like taking a video,
like zooming in on his neck,
zooming in on him too, while they're doing the solid gold. I can't even say it.
Solid gold magic carp.
Solid gold magic carp.
Yeah.
And he's zooming in. We see a day in the life for Joaquin. It's hell on earth. Arguably, I'd say it's worse than Christian, because I wouldn't want to live that way. Literally his way. Now, I don't mean to say like I don't want to live like a paraplegic, but
what he has to go through
is literally like holy shit.
Yeah.
But then the movie ends on Michael Ward back out in the open, just putting holes through a little, like he's doing target practice, and it just zooms in on his scarred, beat up, traumatized
He's
face.
burned, yeah.
Yep, burned from the explosion that should have killed him, and it didn't. And now he's doing target practice all over again. What did you make of that ending?
At first, I was thinking in my head, like, oh, it's his trauma, like, everything. Like, this is what he needs to live through now. Like, it was just showing him. And actually, he's the last character we see in the movie, I think. Right? Yeah, so
that's how the
so
movie
Ari's
was.
trying to give us a statement with showing him one last time. And I was starting to theorize in my head, like, the way that he zooms in on his phone, on his neck. It's almost like he's trying to figure out how to get the perfect shot.
Right.
With his sniper. And then even when he's sniping, it shows the target board, and, like, he's hitting a neck part.
Yep.
So I'm
I
like,
think he hits the head too.
Or he hit the head too. So he's trying to, I don't know. I'm either between that scene just showing his trauma and he has to live with everything, or that scene's a representation of like this cycle of violence and it's gonna keep continuing, and he's not gonna be able to accept things how he is. And like in Michael's mind, because even though, Michael Ward's the actor's name, but the character's name is Michael as well. That keeps confusing me. Yeah. But anyways.
Oh, by the way, the other one who Luke Grimes play, Guy Tooley, might be one of the best movie names I've heard in a while.
Yes.
I was going to hit you in the movie like Guy Tooley. And now I just remembered it for the first time since the movie. That it stuck with me.
Yeah. I was going to say. But yeah, I think he's kind of this representation of like the cycle of violence not ending. And like now, in Michael's eyes, Joaquin is Pedro. And, I've
heard that, and it made sense to me. Like, okay, it's continuing again. I lean more towards, like, either he's fantasizing or he wants to, from a distance, just like Joaquin did, like, put a bullet in him.
Yep.
Like, it's like, you got me here. Like, I had my small town job, everything was good, and then...
You fucked me, yeah.
You decided to get me involved in this. That's the ending in my head. I wonder even if there was like what happened 2 years later, if he actually does it. I don't know, in my mind. Like, oh, maybe it's just either way. Yeah. Either way, it's still the cycle will continue. Because if he does kill Joaquin, hypothetically, it's continuing the cycle. I also thought it was a obvious choice, but still the fact that amongst talking about different topics like COVID, BLM, George Floyd, Antifa, is the position they put him in, Michael Ward's character, and they made him a black cop. And then when he has to then go to that, they're trying to keep that rally from, like, I think keeping up traffic. And he's talking to his, like, white ex-girlfriend who's at the BLM rally. It's like, it's such an interesting, like...
Very purposeful.
Dynamic that they do there. That just continues to just these little or big whatever details that Ari puts in, like with these characters or just his choices. It's just incredible.
Yeah, and really a beautiful like final shot too, because at the beginning of the movie we see the sign for "Here comes Solid Gold Magikarp." The change is coming.
Yeah, and
then we see the entire movie is people's reaction to that. Not that it's not just a reaction to Solid Gold Magikarp, but it's reactions to change.
Right.
It's how change and culture is affecting all these characters. and then the final shot of the film is, well, the change is here, and that's what happened. It's kind of beautiful.
Yeah, and I mean, you can't stop it.
Because the final shot is the solid gold Magikarp in the desert.
And I think another thing with the movie is, like, in terms of Ari holding up a mirror to our society, it's like also, hey, like what you were saying before, we've been saying this whole time, change is inevitable. So, and something like that too, I mean, you're not stopping it. Like in terms of big tech and whatnot, it's like almost like, okay, Joe picked, if he wanted to pick his battle with, you know, COVID and whatnot, all that stuff, okay. But like fighting that, it's like that to me, okay, that's the true inevitable one.
Yeah.
Like some stuff, sure, whatever, you can fight. It might change. People aren't really wearing masks now at all.
No.
But so it didn't like stay in that. But it's like the other thing he was fighting, it's like, yeah, he just wanted to like keep that small little dusty town, just that small little, like it can even come to you. You don't have to be in New York or Chicago, like a big city. It's coming.
It's coming, yeah.
No matter where you go, even if you're in Eddington, New Mexico.
Yeah. Just some rapid fire thoughts now. Why? So obviously these people who come are kind of like this representation of Antifa. And we kept asking ourselves, like, why? Why did Antifa come after Joe Cross and everything? And I actually think I came to some sort of conclusion. And I almost think maybe it was revenge in a way, because he actually frames Antifa with the obviously he ends up framing Michael Ward. But at the crime scene, he frames Antifa with the no justice, no peace.
Right.
Yeah, so...
And they put no peace in the explosion at the end.
Yep, really interesting. And it's not too long after that scene that we see the plane of all of them. And also, one of my favorite transitions in the movie is the black bandana into the Blackout Tuesday box. It got a really good fucking laugh out of me. So yeah, these are just kind of like rapid fire thoughts. Even after when he spray paints, there's the shot of the car driving in the distance, and you just hear the spray paint, like this.
Oh, good call. Okay.
Like great fucking shot and use of sound. Great editing all around. Who edited this film? Was it Lucy? It's either Lucian Johnson or Lucan Johnson, but he did a great job.
Yeah.
Really great job.
Another random thought is just, again, I've alluded to it earlier in the non-spoiler section, but when it's another thing, it's like you get this with Joaquin in movies. Like, I know Tom Cruise is everybody's favorite runner in a movie. Like, he runs in everything. Joaquin is number 2.
Yeah.
Like, the way he runs in Joker, this sloppy run, the way he runs in Bo, like, and the way he runs in this, like, he's got something about his body language that, like, Tom Cruise runs like the Terminator. It's like, he's going to get there. He looks strong. Joaquin's got this just awkward, like, I haven't ran in 20 years, and now I got to do a full-blown sprint for my life. And on top of that, like, what I was getting to, especially sound-wise, what really sticks with me with this movie is when he's breathing. Not just that, but he's, like, struggling to breathe because he doesn't have his asthma pump. And you just hear him turning in the street and just, like, his feet rotating. You hear the head, like, just that heavy, like, it gave me, like, a moment of anxiousness because that's just not somebody who's out of breath. Like, he is literally struggling to breathe. Yeah,
it's like it's a mixture of, like, the inhaler gone. COVID's finally caught up to him. Like, COVID's also another representation of change. It's fully taking him up by that point in the movie. It's such interesting ideas.
And, right, because it's like, okay, if you don't believe in the masks and that COVID is this or that, that's one thing. But, again, what's undeniable is, like, COVID is a thing.
Yeah.
To different degrees, okay, whatever, but it's still a thing. You can still get sick. And yeah, when his character gets it, it's like another, like, no, you're not invincible.
Yeah.
And that scene, I feel like in so many other movies when the presumably Antifa's running at him, you're like, okay, he's gonna get him, meaning Joaquin, and the guy just puts a knife in his head twice. And Ari's got a thing with attacking the head.
Yeah.
People get their heads cut off or somehow mangled in a movie. Like, everybody's got a head thing going on. Yeah. And in this one, it's stabbing right in the head.
Oh, now that I think about it, we didn't talk about the other officer from the Pueblo County, the Jimenez.
Oh, right.
One of my favorite runs in a movie ever now is him clocking that it was Joaquin and just full on darting for that car. Joaquin clocks it, and he starts running after him too. Like that's a great scene.
Yeah. And that's when Jimenez gets his leg blown off, right? Is that the same scene?
No. That's when he comes out of the gun shop.
Oh, I'm
with the
sorry.
machine
That's right.
gun,
Yes,
And he
yes,
accidentally
yes.
shoots him.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm glad
Yeah.
they give him the little mural at the end too. Like Ari does not forget about any of his characters. Like every character is somehow like their arc is wrapped up in this film, and he gets a little mural. He kind of another martyr, you know.
Yeah, because that guy meant well.
Yeah, he did. He was probably the only good natured, you know.
Yeah. Any other rapid fire thoughts? How about like, did you was there? There had to have been. I feel like Ari Aster has got too much behind in his detail. Emma Stone, like the dolls and shit that she was working on. Mm-hmm. I mean, did you take that? Is that supposed to? It's like she
expression of her trauma.
Yeah, that's what I'm
because
thinking.
the one with the one of the face that has this thing stuffed in the eyes and in the mouth. It's like see no evil, hear no speak no evil. Like I kind of just saw those as representations of her trauma, which interesting idea to link it to with Toni Collette's character in Hereditary. Her representation of trauma is the little dioramas. So yeah, Ari has a way of doing that in each movie.
That's true. He's also big on females with a lot of trauma.
Yeah,
there's undergoing head explosions. It's like Chris Nolan. If
Parental
you're a
trauma, everything. Yeah.
It's like Nolan. If you're a female in a Nolan movie, you will die. Mm-hmm. Like he will kill you.
Yes.
If you're a Nolan, so it's like with Ari, it's like you're gonna get trauma. Now I'm thinking about other tones in Ari movies. Like what else does he do? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But
I want to let's go to the filmmaking a little bit. What did you think of the cinematography? Darius Kanji, famous cinematographer. What do you think of his cinematography in this film?
That's what I meant to bring up. That's one of the things I wanted to bring up before, so I'm glad you did.
Mm-hmm.
It's another movie where it's another Ari Aster movie where once again, like it's just beautiful camera work.
Yeah. I do think it's the most subtle out of all his films.
I think
usually
so too.
in a lot of movies he's doing a lot of technical, crazy, film school. He went to AFI, American Film Institute. He's doing a lot of crazy stylistic shit, like camera flipping upside down, Midsummer. This one's a lot more subtle, but the camera work builds tension so well. Like, my heart was racing when he was driving into the middle of the desert where Michael Ward was, and the camera's on the car, and it's going up and down with each bump. Like, he builds tension, and the camera works so well. Darius Kanji cinematography, love it in this film. I love it for how subtle it is. It doesn't, like, I never thought throughout the movie, oh, the cinematography is so gorgeous in this film. Like, obviously, it looked gorgeous, but the cinematography wasn't something on my mind. The story and the characters were. And that, I think, is a testament to how subtly good the cinematography was, you know?
When they have the red flashing lights on Joaquin's face in the beginning.
Oh, yeah, great.
I love that
stuck
shot.
With me. That stuck with me.
Two shots. Well, before I get to those, there's one. It's just interesting when he chooses sometimes to do this, but it's when Joaquin was making Emma Stone dinner when he's trying to make up to her. Mm-hmm. And, like, it's like a corner of the room shot, and he's just putting food on the table. It's just tilted.
A little bit, yeah.
It's just like...
Or when they even get in the bed and it tilts into a Dutch angle. Like,
that's
really
what I was
interesting. Yeah.
That, and what I loved, because I saw you do it, I think I saw a couple people in our row ahead of us do it, is when at one point there's a shot of a phone, but it's on the side, and everybody started doing this. Mm-hmm. Like, because the phone's, like, rotated, so you're... like this, and so I think they bring the phone like upright.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's horizontal, but it's like the text is still this way. So I remember like turning. I saw people like turning their heads.
I definitely did. Yeah.
To like, and I love like he loves doing cool shit like that. Dude.
Okay, so Darius Kanji's cinematography we love, but I also want to talk about how like subtle Daniel Pemberton and Bobby Krillick's score is, but how like that also works in the movie's favor. You know, the subtlety of it. And how, like, I didn't leave the movie thinking, like, wow, the score is really good. But in every scene, the score really intensified things, especially the Antifa shootout at the end. That score was crazy. The Western chimes that are in there throughout, like, it all subtly works. Like, all the elements of the filmmaking in this movie sneak up on you rather than fully attack you as in they do in the other Ari films.
So I think it's one of those times where you can start to talk about a bunch of different elements of a movie where then you're only like, well, yeah, I can't really tell you exactly what made it so good, and you can't do it because it's everything.
Yeah.
And that goes back to the score, because I've had a hard time, like, even and this isn't a bad thing against the score, like remembering the score. I feel like there's a scene, and correct me if I'm wrong, where there's just like a subtle like bang, like a drum, like a something tap, bang, and like bing,
So,
like that.
Yeah, there is, because I re-listened to the entire soundtrack.
Oh, I didn't do that yet.
So yeah, while I was editing, I listened to the soundtrack because I was thinking in my brain, I'm like, why don't I remember the soundtrack? Like, was it not memorable? Was it bad even? But like, no, like it's really good. It's just it subtly sneaks up on you in the movie until it's like final moments. But yeah, I really wanted to shout them out because upon re-listening to the score, it makes me even more excited to rewatch the movie and see even more so how the score plays into things because I didn't catch it so much on the first watch.
I've thought about going back to the theater.
Yeah, seriously.
I really, for this movie.
Yeah,
I've debated it. I really have. I don't know. There's a lot of movies to see. So, are we going into final thoughts?
Yeah,
or do you have anything else you want to shout out?
No, I mean, let's go move into final thoughts. Whatever your rating will be. The Riff rating for Eddington.
The Riff rating. The Riff rating. All right. So, final thoughts, and we go 1 to 10, right?
Yeah, we go 1 to 10.
All right. So, you're more excited about this movie, so I feel like you could definitely main event this one. So I'll go first. From 1 to 10, I'm giving it a 7. But I have a feeling like it's gonna go up for me when I watch it again.
Okay.
Like I really want to see this movie again. So 7's a good rating. It's not fantastic.
Yeah, but what puts you at the 7 in 2 to 3 sentences?
I'm just not in love with it.
Yeah.
That's it. I like this movie. I'm just not in love with it. I love what Ari's going for. I feel like I really want to, like, I'm really intrigued to see that second half of the film again.
Yeah.
Admittingly, I was a little tired, so that's not an excuse, but like it's
a long movie as well.
Long day, long movie.
But we didn't talk about the pacing at all, so I think that it's a testament to the movie, like it works,
Yeah. I mean, overall, again, I don't love the movie. I love what it's going for. And it makes me excited to rewatch it again.
Leaving the theater, I was about an 8 or a 9. I don't want to say because I love this film. I don't want to say it's a 10, just because I don't know. To say a movie's a 10, I think you really have to sit with it. It needs to really boil over. But also, I think what's going to be interesting in this movie is the response to it over time. Like, will this be looked at as Ari's like a masterpiece? So I don't know that. I know I just really love this film, and it's like. I actually thought about it last night. I'm like, you know what? I haven't wrote any screenplays in a while. Like, I need to start writing again. Like this fired me up again. Just like I'm like, I didn't know movies can be written like this. I didn't know this could happen. The balls this movie has to touch certain topics. It actually ignited my passion again for cinema for a little bit. And what more can I ask for? So I'm gonna go with a 9 for Eddington.
So I am at a 7 for this movie. You're at a 9. And there was a question before we close this out. I meant to ask you before. You texted me this. You said it before, and I meant to stop you. What the hell does you said this movie is Kafkaesque?
Oh, Kafkaesque?
Yeah. What is that?
Okay, so
Kafkaesque.
Kafkaesque. Yeah. So Kafka. Well, not this movie. Beau's Afraid is more Kafkaesque. Kafka is an author. Like, there's this book. The name of it, but I had to read it in junior year in English, where this guy becomes a bug, and it's all just random crazy shit. Like that's like, yeah, it's like random crazy psychological. Like doesn't really make any sense, but it does kind of make sense. Kind of like Beau's Afraid. Like that's mostly what it would. You'd have to look it up for me to go to explain. Like Kafka could be a whole podcast in and of itself. So this is a really hard question.
I know what you're talking about author wise, but you're saying it's like this guy's story. That's what you're saying. It's like a Kafka.
Beau's Afraid, yeah.
Interesting.
Which we might get into in the Ari Aster compendium.
That's right. The Ari. So we are going to be doing shows over time called compendiums, which moments before recording this, I had no idea also what the fuck that word meant. So can you just let everybody know what a compendium is?
A compendium. Well, when I think of compendium, I think a compendium is just a collection, a totality of work. But when I think of compendium, I think of comic books because I used to read the Walking Dead comic books, and I want to start reading the Invincible ones because I love this show so much. But it's like a collection of all the volumes of comics. There's like paperback comic issues, then there's volumes, which is a set of issues, and then there's compendiums, which are a set of volumes.
Okay. So we will be doing compendiums along the way. So when you see that, It'll be a look into like a total look into.
Yeah, we might talk about what each of our own favorite Ari Aster films is, get more into that. Talk about each one on their own, and talk more about his career and what it means going forward. The other films that he alluded to making after Eddington.
Yep.
All that stuff. So full Ari Aster coverage. This is solely for Eddington, so we might not get into Eddington as much in that.
Right.
We'll probably get into more other stuff, but we're still gonna touch on Eddington. But yeah, that'll be coming soon.
So look out for that. It'll be the first of the compendium series, Ari Aster. As for this episode, this was Eddington. My name is Bill Markey.
My name's Thomas Angelo.
And thank you for joining us on the Real Riff podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, word of mouth, all that good shit.
All right, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.